All right. Well, hello there, Hillcrest Hawks. I am Principal Dietz here, and I am so excited to be joined by Miss Baird, part of our sixth grade team, language
Yeah,
arts, social studies, and of course, leadership. Miss Baird, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
here we go. Well, it's a Friday right now, and it is time for you to answer 7 questions for a hawk. All right.
awesome. Looking forward to it.
Exactly. So, tell me, for you, what is the best part of distance learning?
For me, the best part of distance learning has been staying at home. I'm such a homebody. I love staying at home. Now, of course, that has its drawbacks as far as teaching from home, but I love being home. Um, as far as distance learning, I have really found that turning things digital is going to be a lifesaver for me in the future and making especially my leadership application and other resources digital. I will have those for the rest of my life. So that's
Now,
been
by the way,
great.
leadership applications are out right now as well, right?
Yes, they're out right now. Sixth and seventh graders, please uh, take a look at those, and I look forward to having you in leadership next year.
And I'm going to say, I just need to give a heads up to the sixth and seventh graders. This is going to be a very, very popular elective. Make sure that you follow the directions to a T and get everything in
Absolutely.
on the date time. Again, just to give yourself a chance. And if you don't make it in this year, there's always a chance next year, right?
That's right. You have until May 22nd to apply, and it is task-based. So there are a lot of things that you must do in order to be um, a- eligible for the
And I,
class.
and I got to say, I really think the leadership class this year made a huge difference for the culture of Hillcrest campus. I
Oh
mean, you
yeah.
guys
Oh
did some
yeah. And I have
amazing.
so many ideas for next year. We're gonna blow it out of the park.
That's, that's awesome. I'm excited to see what happens when we get back to school. That's for sure. So tell me now, going back to our 7 questions for a hawk right now, what has caused your steepest learning curve during distance teaching? What has been that thing that has, challenged you as the teacher?
I think my biggest challenge has been the fact that every student is in a different place, and how to reach each of them and meet them where they are. Um, every family's in a unique situation, and how, as a teacher, I can meet each kid where they're at, whether it's through a Zoom conference, um, making things digital, but then being able to print them out so that because they might not be able to be on their computer all the time. Um, that's really been the biggest challenge. But I have to say that my students have been so flexible and so understanding and kind, and just awesome during this time as well.
That's, so just ballpark it for the folks at home right now. How many students would you say do you have right now? Again, you're talking about
I,
your teams. How
I
many do
have
you?
I have 108 students, somewhere in the range of 80 to 96 graders and 27th and 8th graders for leadership.
That's quite a load of students you have right there. That's
Yeah,
quite a load and a
yeah,
big challenge right there.
yeah.
So speaking of that, because of all this, added pressure and stress for not just from work but everything going on right now, what are you doing for your own wellness during this time of shelter in place?
I have been baking a ton. I mean, I don't know that that's been good for me personally, but to combat that, I've been going on a lot of walks. We have a bike path right behind our house, and I've been trying to get out. It's about a 2 mile walk every day, enjoying the sunshine right now. And then over this course of distance learning and being home, I've completed two 1,000 piece puzzles.
Nice. Okay, very good.
Yeah, so baking and puzzles, and then playing a lot of board games and card games.
Exactly. That's been our family. Actually, sounds a lot like our family here as well at home.
Yeah,
So tell me,
definitely.
so if I was to ask Mr. Baird, what is the best thing that you have made baked so far this time around?
Oh, definitely what I baked on just a couple days ago on Wednesday. I made peanut butter chocolate chip cookies, And if you know anything about Mr. Baird, Zach, he is a peanut butter chocolate freak.
Okay.
As far as
Okay.
desserts. So they're amazing.
The question is, are there any still around, or they all disappeared by now?
Yes, there's still a few around.
That's there's at least showing some signs of willpower right there. That's pretty darn good right there. So if you were able to go back in time, and what would your middle school self say about distance learning for the last 2.5 months of school? What would little Miss Baird in 7th grade think about if she had to do distance learning while she was in 7th grade?
Well, I would tell myself, good job. You're working with dial-up internet. You're doing great. But also, I think I would really enjoy it. Even as a middle schooler, was super independent, and I think that's what all of our students are having to challenge themselves with right now, is learning independently. And I think I would have really thrived on that. But the biggest thing also is just, you're doing a great job with this pandemic. You just gotta give yourself a pat on the back and do the best you can.
That's awesome. So tell me, what are you looking? But then now we're jumping back to the future here again. What are you looking forward to doing day one when we get to start classes again at Hillcrest?
Definitely just that human connection. Giving a high five, hug, or fist bump to my 6th graders, you know what I'm talking about, and just seeing them and their smiles in my classroom, and really just being around my students and everyone at Hillcrest.
No, I was just there at Hillcrest today, and there's something so bizarre about being there with no students on campus. It feels horrible being there, If you could be sheltered at home with any famous person or historical figure, living or dead, of course, family, of course, you're already with your family, but if you could be with that famous or historical person having to be sheltered in place, who would it be and why?
Well, I think I have it pretty good right now. My husband is an awesome chef, awesome cook. And I think I would choose somebody that is just that, an awesome cook. Someone like Gordon Ramsay or Ree Drummond, the Pioneer Woman. I think I could learn a lot of my own from them. Or Ellen DeGeneres. Because she's just so kind and compassionate and giving.
And finally, what's the one word you would use to describe what you've learned about your students during distance learning? The one word about your students. And again, feel free to break the rules if you have to use more than one, but what have you learned about these kids during this time?
I think I've touched on it a little bit, that they're kind, flexible, understanding, and I can't tell you how many emails I've gotten from them. Just their first reaction in an email and corresponding with me right now is, how are you doing? So sorry to bother you with my question. But they're just kind and really understanding about the situation and how we're all having to be so flexible right now. And really just awesome kids.
This 6th grade group we have right now is a pretty phenomenally sweet group of kids. They are just so kind. It's amazing.
Which makes it really hard to not be in the classroom with them personally right now, because they're just amazing kids.
No, I know. And then so lastly, again, now those were our 7 questions right there, but is there a message you'd like to send to those kids who are coming up to Hillcrest? Now, again, you're in that unique place where you've got a group of 5th graders right now who are having a very bizarre end of their time at Gravenstein Elementary, as well as other places around the county right now. What message do you want to send to those incoming kids about Hillcrest?
Hillcrest is an amazing place, and I can tell you that you won't find a place like it anywhere in Sonoma County, anywhere in the United States, as far as middle school is concerned. I look forward to being your teacher next year, and I'll see you next year. I mean,
That,
fingers
yeah,
crossed we'll see each other in person
I was
next
gonna
year,
say
right?
we are. You know what? I'm August 19th. It's circled on my calendar. I've got to believe that that's when we're gonna start school right there. I have to believe that there. So, well, look, Miss Baird, it's a Friday afternoon. I want you to go off and enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Looking forward to seeing you soon. And soar, Hawks, soar.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.